So welcome aboard, welcome along. Come on, join us, because we got some moving to get done. Not just now in a minute or two after this preamble, but all day. There's always stuff to be doing, always some movements to be had. So if we can keep moving more, we can keep moving better. And that's really the motto round here. You got to keep moving. So hello to you catcher-uppers. Thank you for spending time with us when you can fit us in. And the lives are coming in now. So, Gloria, you're the first one in. Well done, you found me. You found me in a random field in the Malvern Hills area. And we've got that backdrop. We've got that backdrop that I so wanted you to all see yesterday. Yeah, a complete contrast. Morning, Fran. You're just an hour down the road from the Malvern Hills, pretty much. Morning, Margaret, as well. Margaret Hamilton's in. Sandra's just joined us as well. Morning, Nanny Sanny. And hopefully you've got a little bit of this going on where you are as well. It is good when it's like this. So we're down to t-shirts and shorts this morning, which is poles apart from yesterday morning's hood up, triple layers, trousers and dressing gown. I had my dressing gown on as well yesterday, didn't I, before we started? But yeah, much nicer. You could probably get a hint in my voice as well that maybe I've had a better night's sleep, which I did. That wasn't helped down with anything alcoholic, of course. Just a proper good night's sleep was had. Right, let's say good morning to a few more of you who have just come in to join. Right, let's see, I've not missed anyone. Ian, good morning to you. Fran's in, Gloria's in, Sandra's in, Gloria's in again, George is in. Morning. Weather better for us today for sure. Is it better where you are? Because I think we was having matching snap weather, weren't we? Jane Edinburgh's in, Dickinson Duo are in and ready to get moving. It's good in Scotland, is it, Jane, at the minute too? Lovely, we do like a good start like this. O'Deal's just come in as well, and Margaret Wood, what? Let me just read your message. Another sunny start in Bournemouth. Ah, you're all the way down there, are you? Lovely. Go on, dip your big toe in the sea. Perhaps not so ready as Bex is. She kind of does a bit of a plunge, doesn't she? I am slightly intrigued by that and tempted, but I think I'd hyperventilate and look a real mess. So, Gillian, I've missed you. Gillian with a J. Well, it seems you got the weather to us, as promised. A big hello to you. Thank you for sending it on up. Pat Haynes is in, and could I just get a time check off somebody, please? That would be great. Oh, Carol Watson, morning. You've just come in from Glasgow. Maddie's just joined us too. Christine Perry is in as well. Already, all 12 of us. 13 with me, of course. That's not a good number, is it? We better get a few more in. Come on, roll up, everybody. Movement Snackers saying good morning to Movement Snackers, which is great. Gillian with a G is in. We've got a few G's, haven't we? We've got G for Gloria, we've got Super G, we've got Gillian with a G. It's beautiful. It is 3, 2, 1 time. Thank you, Super G. We will do this. Just need to move my camera after I've done my little intro, as I'm just slightly out of sun. So you've got only slightly squinty Kels at the minute, rather than full on squinty Kels. So here we go. 3, 2, 1. Good morning and welcome. It's 8 a.m. It's a brand new day and a brand new month for Movement Snacking. It's June the 1st, 2021. Welcome to you all. Just check your area before we start to move. Check that you're happy with where your chair is positioned if you want to be doing anything in seated. And you can pick and choose what's best for you during this movement snack, of course. External support in your area is important, especially when you are getting into standing. It supports your balance. Let's just have a little tweak of camera position. Let's have a look. There we go. Oh, I'm Kelsey Leverton, by the way. Welcome. I didn't introduce myself. Okay, how's that looking? Right, let us begin then with just getting started with a bit of a posture check. Now I've turned the volume up, everybody else turn the volume up with some birds twittering in the background. I think I was a bit quiet yesterday. External support, take it up if you need it, and then bring some foot pedaling in. Just keeping the ball of your foot down. This can be done in seated or standing, of course. But lift and lengthen just as you get this simple low level movement underway. Just make a few changes and adjustments to your posture. Feel lifted, open the posture, relax the shoulders, feel like you're standing taller than usual. In seated, you might want to bring your hips walking forwards towards the front of the chair just before you get your foot pedals underway. And this, of course, can be brought into some leg marches whenever you like. So just work between either or. Foot pedals, bit of leg marching, maybe back to foot pedals at some point. I'll leave it with you. Just a small bit of focus on landing of the feet. Should hear two sounds, ball heel, and feel the rolling through from toes, ball heel, through each step that you take in there. Keep moving, continuous movement throughout this 2 or 3 minutes of circ boost should bring us a little bit of warmth into our body, get it ready for our mobility moves. Let's get some arm swings moving. So bend at the elbow, drive with the elbow back, and this gets the shoulder to move that little bit more so. Now have a look at that elbow, because sometimes what it starts to do is a little bit of this, where we don't have much movement from the shoulder, but we get a lot from the elbow. So make that shoulder movement really come into play. You might not quite be ready to release both arms into this arm swing, so just switch sides at some point. Or if you feel steady, coordinated, willing and able in standing, opposite arm to leg as you bring the arms into play as well. Now you should feel a little bit of a difference maybe in your heart rate, just notched up a few beats, and your breathing rate may have changed slightly. Not too much though. So if you are feeling like your chest is really rising and falling, you're getting a bit out of puff, then just bring it down. And those of you in seated as well might prefer to give the legs and hips just a small pause and just focus on a bit of upper body movement. The hips can get a bit squished, a bit achy in seated, so they might be glad for a bit of a pause, but feel free, if they've got some recovery, to get going once again. We'll just do about 30 more seconds of this circulation booster. So you can notice how you're moving, not too fast, not too slow, just rhythmical, flowing, hopefully with a bit of coordination sprinkled on top for good measure. Bring that down then, steady yourself and take a pause. Right, now in standing throughout all of these top and trunk trio moves, I'm going to offer a slightly wider position of your feet, and this helps with your base of support and the balance that comes from that as well. So take up a bit of a wider stand. Arms might be relaxed by your side, you might be holding on. Either way, you should still be able to achieve a lifting and a pressing of the shoulders. We'll have 4 or 5 of these, but good ones. Same in seated. Just loosen your arms, let them hang by the side of you. Lift and press. And when you've done your final lift and press, let's circle them round, back and down, progressing on a little bit. If you've got any stiffness in your shoulders, this could be a really welcome and beneficial move for you to not only do here on the movement mission in the morning, or the morning movement mission, but throughout the day as well. Up, round, give the shoulder blades a squeeze together and really relax them down. So we've just exaggerated that, but find yourself somewhere comfortable to stay with the shoulders. And we'll look into literally our head turns. Shoulders facing forwards, holding on to support, as occasionally a head turn, a trunk twist or a side bend can increase the sensation of feeling a bit dizzy or a bit unsteady, challenged in your balance perhaps. So do, wherever you can, take up some support unless you are feeling rock steady in your balance. Now in seated, just a quick extra reminder on posture. Sitting up tall, really feel the rib cage lifting higher away from the hip bones. We've got more space here within your middle bit region. And here the head turns link in to when you're out and about, looking around you, being aware of your surroundings, crossing the road, driving the car, and also head movements come into other arm trunk movements that are working together. Let's have a look at this chin tuck then. I'm going to take a little squat down here. Oh, I might not get up, might not be balanced. And we're going to take the fingertips to the chin and just use it as a guide. Tucking the chin in, keeping the eyes level, and that way we're not tipping the chin up or dipping the chin down towards the chest. We're keeping a gap here and feeling the length in the back of the neck, but we're mobilizing the spine here, keeping some good movement into the neck. And there we have top trio done. Stay in that wider position if you like, use your support and come into an arm row with your hands clasped together, or in seated we can do exactly the same. This prepares our trunk into a slight twisting motion, which we're going to move into as our starter for trunk trios. So take a couple more on each side maybe. Sitting up tall, moving through the shoulders, guiding the elbow back and moving through the trunk, and there we go. Now here we just need to get the arms in a comfortable position, which might be anywhere. Might want to get them out of the way and fold them across your body. Lift tall, take a twist and a turn, maybe even a small glance over your shoulder, and then come steadily back to the middle. Everybody meeting in the middle for a small pause and a posture check. So there's your seated version. In standing, we need to focus maybe just a bit more on the hips, so we've not got legs and hips swinging round with us. So hips are forwards, knees are a bit more bent than they were a moment ago. And pause in the middle. So go to where feels natural to you and unforced. With your support, you might have that in front of you, and then just take one hand on, one hand off to allow that to change sides. 4 or 5 on here, and if you think about movements like seat belts, turning over in bed, adjusting your position, whether you're on the floor, on the settee, on the bed, maybe in the bath, we need some trunk movements to get us round into different positions. And lots of our day-to-day tasks, our lifting and putting stuff into cupboards, require a little bit more through trunk as well. Who's ready for the bends? Arms, you might want them by the side of you, relaxed, and then slowly but steadily ease yourself into a sideways bend. Straight down, recovering up, lengthening tall, and then repeating. Now here, in standing, weight should be even over your two legs, and in seated, even over your buttocks. So you shouldn't feel like your buttocks is lifting. Top half stays in line with legs best you can, just so that we're not leaning forwards or arching backwards. We've got a bit of arching and lifting and extending in a moment with our back extension. Right, one more for me. One for good luck is always absolutely fine as well. So if you find yourself doing 5 or 6, hey, what's one more between us lot? Back extension time. Now, if you do prefer to be in seated, then come down into seated. Wider stance, knees are bent, hips are still. Loads of lengthening in the trunk here. And to help keep you balanced, keep the chin down with your eyes looking straight ahead. Lifting, lifting, that's the biggest part of this move. And then if you get a little bit extend at the top end, then that's the bonus. Hands on your thighs if you're perhaps in seated. Going right into a slump, so you go from one extreme of your posture, lengthening right through to the other extreme of your best posture. Not so good posture, better, better, and best. And relax after you've done your 4th or 5th one. We've found the bottom of our legs, our feet, ankles, feet and toes time. So just take a moment, pedaling through your feet. Get a real good crease across your toe bones here. Just maybe slow this down a little bit. Same with the leg marches. And if you'd like to steady your feet down and just have a go, I'm going to do this with my hands, not my feet. Have a go at crunching the toes under and then splaying them out, one side at a time. Just have a go at that in your socks or your slippers or whatever you've got on your feet. And now, again with the hands, try and lift the toes away from the floor. So you keep the ball of your foot down, lift the toes and try and get them off the floor. Just like a sneaky little toe tap in your shoes. Here's your standing version of heel toe action. Well, we'll go toe heel. Toe on the spot, heel onto the same spot. Pointing and digging. Really lift the knee. Hold on to some support because you don't want this to challenge your balance and kind of take over the emphasis that we'd like to place on the ankle movement. Same on the other side, you might need to readjust your position so you've got your support, of course. In seated, we can bring that into a toe and a heel dig, but actually in this chair, that's really tricky for me. So you may prefer to take a bit of a hip walk back, lift one leg and do a bit of pointing and pulling back from there. Oh, voice crack. Really pulling the toes back. You might even feel a bit of lengthening in your calf when you do that. I'm going to get a couple more done on the other side. And that brings us to the bottom of our trios. and the end of our morning movement snack. So I see quite a few more of you have come in since we got started. Hello and welcome, glad you could make it here. I'm just going to give you a quick pan around before I sign off and say ta-ra to you all and start packing down the tent. So here we have, I think we walked across that one, but as you can see, as I take you round, we went up that one. And there we have the beautifulness, hello again, that are the Malvern Hills. Definitely coming back here, it's gorgeous. Thank you all. Remember, Dave has got his 10 a.m. progress check and intro to what is on the June month of the active calendar. Feel free to tune in. But also you will find that going up onto our YouTube page as well at Later Life Training, Make Movement Your Mission. Tell all your friends, and we will continue on with this mission. Have a great day everyone, and I'll see you back at home tomorrow morning. Oh, I think I might be covering Dave tomorrow, either 8 or 12. I'll be there. Thanks everyone, ta-da.